I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Hello and welcome back to my channel, Welsh Reviews. I'm Gareth and happy Halloween. And there's no better thing to do on a Halloween than that is to rank probably my favourite horror franchise out there, and that is the Halloween franchise. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of ups and downs in this franchise and all that, but I kind of enjoy every movie, to be honest. I can't say I hate any of them. I get enjoyment out of the worst ones to the best one. So I thought, I've never done the ranking of this on my channel, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought, why not for this Halloween? So let's get straight into it. So it's 13 movies, and we'll do from worst to best. And coming in at last place, you can chop and choose probably the bottom 4 of this list. You can probably chop and change going back and forth, but we are going with Halloween Resurrection. So this, you can say, an abomination. I still get pretty much fun out of it. I do like the Chris Durand, I think it is, that who played Michael Myers. I thought he did a good job. I didn't mind the mask so much in it, bit of the eyebrows, but the story and some of the characters are in it were so bland and boring. And yeah, it just did not feel like a Halloween movie to me. Plus, they did the dirty to Jamie Lee Curtis, but obviously there's a whole story to that if you want to find it on the behind the scenes stuff, and it's all over YouTube and all that. So yeah, definitely coming in number 13 is Halloween Resurrection. So coming in at number 12 now, and some might have this a little higher on their list, but I don't. It is, and that is Rob Zombie's Halloween. So this is the first one that he did and all that. And I appreciate he tried something different with the backstory in the beginning, but to me it just didn't work. The best thing about Michael Myers is you don't know why he does what he does. I don't care that he was abused when he was a kid or bullied when he was a kid and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not what I want to see out of my Michael Myers. This does redeem itself in the second half when it does do the little remake of the first movie. It is, but it's kind of like a very quick mashed up thing of retelling that story. But the one things I can say about this is I kind of prefer the actors in this who play Laurie, Scout Taylor Compton. I like Daniel Harris, who plays Annie in this as well, and Brad Dourif, who plays Sheriff Brackett. I think them three are better than the original 3 in the first movie. You know, don't shoot me for that, but I do think they're better. Especially Brad Dourif, as I think he's brilliant in this, and the second one as well. But yeah, definitely coming in down the bottom, unfortunately, at number 12. So we're coming in at number 11 now, and it is Rob Zombie's next one on the list as well, Halloween 2. I give him kudos for trying something different and all that, which he should have introduced in the first one with the White Horse storyline in it. Not everything hits perfect in this and all that, but I do get a bit more enjoyment out of this than I do out of his first movie and that. And I do credit him for trying something different in this movie and all that. There's a couple of cuts and all that. Michael speaks at the end of one of the cuts. I can't remember if it's the unrated or it's the theatrical cut. But the acting is elevated, especially of the 3 I just said. And I think Scout Taylor Compton, Daniel Harris and Brad Dourif, I think they elevated their acting in this movie compared to the first one. They were brilliant in the first one. But yeah, can't put it any higher than what I got it now and all that. But like I said, the next one and all, these 4 can all interchange. But yeah, that's got to come in at my number 11. So we're coming in at number 5 now. Number 10 now, and that is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. So we got a nice little Spanish release for you with a beautiful slipcover. Not story-wise, this is all over the place because of the fawn angle on this. I think they kind of introduce it a little bit in number 4, but this is when they really go into it a little bit more. Don't really say fawn and all that. You don't get that till number 6. But yeah, kind of all over the place with the story in this. But I do like the mask in this one. I might be in the minority, to be honest, when I say about this. But I like the mask. Donald Pleasence does a brilliant job as Dr. Loomis in this as well. Not so much Danielle Harris. She doesn't speak for it much of it, but she is great in this, just like she is in number 4 as well. It is. They do have a bit of the connection between her and Michael Myers in this movie as well, but they really did shit out, to be honest, when they didn't have her as the actual main killer in this movie after the end of the 4th one. But this does actually feel more like a Halloween movie than the majority of them, you know, with all the costumes and taking place in autumn and stuff like that. It does feel like a Halloween this Halloween season in this movie. But yeah, I kind of get a little. I kind of have a soft spot for this movie in my heart, and I'm a firm. I'm behind Tina 100% in this movie and all that. She gets crapped on quite a lot for her thing, but I like doing this movie. It is, so I will always stick up for Tina in this movie. It is, but yeah, this is coming in at number 10. So we're coming in at number 9 now, and it is probably one of my most diverse ones out of the movie, out of what people love and people hate, and that is Halloween Ends. I am kind of in the middle with this one. I do think it's a very poor ending to the 2018 trilogy from The Kills, 18 The Kills, and this. They should have introduced Corey in the last movie at least. It is to establish him in this movie, and that this would have been felt more of an anthology movie in the Halloween things. I don't know if they'd done anything like that, but it is a very well made movie. Some really good acting in this as well. It is, but like I said, it was a very thing. But I do appreciate this movie a bit more than other people do, to be honest. But yeah, it's kind of a very poor ending to the new trilogy. It was. So that is number 9. So we come in at number 8, and it is the movie before that one, Halloween Kills. I remember enjoying this really a lot when it first came out, but unfortunately, with multiple rewatches, it kind of gets worse and worse. I do love how it picks up after 2018, and I love Michael Myers in this movie. James Hugh Courtney is probably the best Michael Myers out there now. I always used to say it was Nick Castle from the first one, and he does do a cameo in all 3 of these movies, 18, this, and Ends as well. But yeah, James Hugh Courtney is the star of these movies, and I do think he is the best Michael Myers. I love the kills in this movie as well. And I do like they bring back some of the older characters from the original movie. It is. But the story is kind of all over the place as well for this. And yeah, and the middle part with the Evil Dies Tonight at the hospital and that just didn't work at all. And I think it's kind of poor writing that unfortunately we got to where we are on that. But yeah, I still like watching it and that, because if you watch 2018, I got to watch the other 2 as well right after it as well. But yeah, it's just kind of one of them movies that probably gets I don't appreciate it as much more on multiple rewatches, as I said. But yeah, that one coming in at number 8. So we're coming in at number 7 now, and that is Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. So I haven't got the producer's cut of this, so that's why that one's not in on this ranking. I have seen it, but it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I didn't think it was fair to really put it in this thing. I think I've only ever watched it once, maybe twice, so it's not fair to put it in this. But I kind of like The Curse of Michael Myers. I think it's got one of the better masks after the first 2 movies. It is. So, 4 and 5 didn't have the best masks in the world, even though I do like the fifth mask. But this one's a really creepy mask and all, and it probably is the third, maybe second, maybe third best mask in the series. This is when they go full on heavy on the Thorn trilogy thing and that, and I don't mind the story too much, to be honest. In this, they do bring Tommy back, so, you know, Paul I forgot his name now. It's gonna kill me, his last name, but I'll put it down below. Does come in as the new Tommy, one of his first movies as well. Some of the acting is a bit hammy in this, to be honest, and that, but you get a couple of good kills. Michael does go on a bit of a bloodbath murder spree in the hospital at the end and that, but yeah, it's a kind of has a little soft spot in my heart with the story for this one. Is it perfect? Of course it's not. The story could have been 100 times better, but yeah, I don't mind this one so much. So yeah, that's coming in at number 7. So we're coming into the top 6 now, and each one of these movies are probably my favourite. I haven't got much of a bad word to say about any of them. I enjoy them all thoroughly, and they're probably the most I watch out of the Halloween series. So coming in at number 6, and it was one that got really, really shit on when it first came out, because obviously they wanted to do a little anthology thing after the second movie, and that is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So I was one of the ones when I was younger and all that, because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. Yeah, I kind of shit on the movie quite a bit. It is, but after multiple rewatches, and you get a bit mature when you get older and all that, this is a very damn good movie on its own, to be honest. Very unique little story, away from the Michael Myers thing with the shamrock masks, and having something from one of the stones from Stonehenge coming over to America, and an evil corporate witch or thing and all that, trying to kill the kids for Halloween. And then we have Tom Atkins, who's brilliant in this movie, as well as a doctor who's trying to find out about all this. You've got androids in this movie as well. A couple of really good kills in this movie as well. And yeah, and a brilliant ending as well, and one of the most catchy songs. Can get on your nerves a little bit and all that, but it's such a catchy song at the end. But yeah, such a brilliant movie. I really love this one. I rewatch it quite a bit now these days. So yeah, coming in at number 6. So coming in at number 4, and it is the first out of the times they've tried to do a trilogy with the Laurie Strode character. So after the 2018 one, it is where they retconned the majority of them, and that is Halloween H2O or H20. So this was the one that came out 20 years later after the thing, 98. It is, and I really like the story in this one. I kind of prefer the Laurie Strode in this one than I do in the 2018 one. But yeah, the story, I like how she's away from Haddamsfield now, and she's like a teacher in a boarding school or something like that it is, and her son, and then Michael Myers finds her, and they have a little battle and all that. Kevin Williamson done the screenplay for this, but I do like the look of this. I like the music for this. A lot of people don't, but I like it that it's a bit more oomph into the thing. Don't get me wrong, it's not a patch on the original or the 2018 soundtracks. They're my favourite out of the lot, but I do like how they changed it a little bit for this one, so it's a little bit different from the other movies. We don't talk about the masks in this one because they're all over the place. They have so many different masks, and a CGI mask or something over it and that, but it's awful and all that, to be honest. But I do like the Michael Myers in this one, and I think it was Chris Durand in this one. I might have said he was in another one earlier on, but I think Chris Durand, he was in this one, he was, not in them. And I liked him, even though he's not everyone's favourite thing. I think he did a good job in this movie as well. And this was a perfect ending to that trilogy. We did not need Resurrection. Like I said, it was a throwaway movie for me. I really don't go back and rewatch that often. Very rare that I watch this. I like to think of this as definitive in that storyline when she kills Michael Myers and chops his head off at the end of this movie. And I think it's a perfect ending to that trilogy. So, yeah, coming in at my number 5, it is H2O. So, coming in at number 4 now, and is the other one when they redid the Laurie Strode storyline, and that is Halloween 2018. As when Kills, I said with Kills, gets kind of worse with every viewing I watch that movie. This one got a little bit better with everything. I wasn't the biggest fan of it when it first came out in the cinema. I did like it, but after multiple rewatches, I think this does get better with every review I have. Kind of my only little problem with it, yeah, but of the script and that's not very polished for the writing and all that. Some of the lines in this movie are very shit and all that and not funny. It is, and the shape ain't. You don't see him stalking so much in this movie. You don't like you do in previous movies. But like I said, James Ducournau does an absolutely amazing job for this. Probably, like I said, second or third best mask they had in the series with this one as well. Very well directed by David Gordon Green as well. And the music for this is probably my favourite throughout the whole franchise, to be honest. I love how John Carpenter come back with Cody Carpenter, his son, and his godson as well, to come back for the thing. I got it on vinyl and I listen to it constantly because it is a brilliant soundtrack, and part of it should have been nominated in the Oscars for Best Original Score, but horror does not get a good thing in the Oscars and that. I do like Laurie Strode's character in this and all that. Do prefer a little bit more in the H2O one, that she has tried to go on, but you can still see she's got the scars from her previous one. This one is she's just carrying the scars. She's carried them for years. Unfortunately, her daughter was taken away from her as well. You get that backstory as well. So it is a nice little thing of how things happened in Halloween, the first movie, that has affected her for the last 40 years than when this one came out from the last one it is. So yeah, coming in at number 4, it is Halloween 2018. So we're coming into my top 3 now, and at number 3 it is the one when they brought him back after the Halloween 3. Unfortunately, that did not do well in the cinema, so they brought back Michael Myers, and that is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So we do get this beautiful Spanish release as well, like it was. They do match up as well, the things, but I love how this is kind of like probably one of the first, you could say, a reboot of the series, because it is pretty much a carbon copy story from the first ones and all that. Well, apart from the first one, Michael Myers, with the sibling stuff. But we have Danielle Harris in this, who is absolutely amazing in this movie as a child actor. She is absolutely brilliant in this. Her sister in it as well does a thing. Like, the acting in this is brilliant. The Michael Myers actor as well is excellent as well. John Carpenter did go away from the music on this one, but Alan Horwath did come in, who helped him out with the music beforehand as well in the other movies as well. Does a brilliant job with the music for this. And again, another one that feels like a Halloween movie. It feels like it's made during the autumn with Halloween, and I love the look of this movie with all the blues that you used to get in the 70s and 80s movies, which you miss these days in modern horrors. But yeah, simple story of Michael Myers coming back, that he finds out he's got a niece and he wants to come back and kill her. You do get the old, this is like the beginning of the Fawn trilogy, but you don't really hear anything about it in this movie. It's more of the next 2 movies after this. But yeah, very good ending to the movie as well, when you find out he kind of passed off his killer instincts, or his, whatever it is that makes him kills, onto his niece and all that, and she nearly kills her foster mother from the movie as well. But yeah, brilliant movie and a brilliant comeback from Michael Myers. I think the only thing that bugs me for this cover is that's not the mask on you. You get the mask on the back, and it is, for me, arguably one of the worst masks in the series and all that. Plus the pads they use for him and all that. Michael Myers doesn't look too menacing in this movie, unfortunately. That's not a fault of the actor. He does a great job as that, but that's, yeah, the production for the mask and the get up, the shoulder pads, yeah, really ruins his look for this movie. And to be honest, man, this probably would be number 2 if Michael Myers looked a lot better. It is. But that comes in at number 3. So we're coming in at number 2, and with Thing of Elimination, you know who my last 2 movies are. It is, and to be honest, they're the third number 1. You're gonna guess, because number 2 is number 2, Halloween 2. I love watching the Halloween and this one back to back, and that because even though this movie was made a few years later, it feels like the first movie. It looks like the first movie, and it feels like it, and that's why I love it. Simple storyline, like it continues. Michael Myers has escaped at the end of the first movie, and then he goes and looks for Laurie at the hospital. Leaves loads of carnage on his way to the hospital and at the hospital as well. And we got Loomis trying to track him down again with the police. It is, but absolutely love this movie. It can drag a tiny little bit during the movie, to be honest, but it works so well as a companion to the first movie. Like I said, they both feel like they are made by the same person at the same time. It was at the end of the day. But yeah, ups the kills in this like every sequel does. Bit better, some better kills in this movie than we do in the first one. But brilliant movie, and yeah, worthy of being in the top 2. So the elimination at the end of the day is, so we come to number 1, which, like I said, we eliminate the Thing. It is Halloween, the original. It is, as they say, some say the original slasher movie, but you had Psycho and other movies out beforehand as that, but this one, they kind of class as the first one. And what can I say about this movie that has already been said, to be honest? A near perfect movie for me. Perfect atmosphere, perfect casting, brilliant simple story, a brilliant killer. The mask is absolutely amazing. To me, this is the number 1 mask. It will never be beaten in the movies and that. Brilliant performances by Donald Pleasence in this movie. You know, the other actors all do a brilliant job, but that's my probably my only one little nitpick of this movie is the actors and all that are not the best in this movie, but it works as a whole. And yeah, the atmosphere in this movie and thing. And if you want a little tip with watching this, try and watch it in black and white. I think it works better in black and white as in colour, to be honest, because even though you get the lovely blues and stuff in this movie, the black and white, because it's not so much colour wise and all that and the thing, and blood and all that, the black and white works absolutely perfect with this movie. So that's how I watch it these days. I watch this one in black and white pretty much all the time now. But like I said, a near perfect movie for me. And yeah, worthy of being number 1 on the list. So, like I said, thank you for being on this ranking. If you've come to watch this ranking video, have a very happy Halloween. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Put your rankings of these movies down below, what you love, and I'll put the producer's cut of the number 6 if you want to put it in there to make it 14, a rank of 14. But thank you for watching the video. Leave a comment down below, and if you like to see more videos, I guess, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.